Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Kian and I make lifestyle, faith related, and I don't know. I'm trying to sell myself, but it's not going so well, so I'm just gonna stop. Hello, hi. Today I'm going to do a reacting to assumptions video and probably a little life update as well. I needed a video to break up all of my moving content because just moved into this apartment and it has been taking up all my time. I swear it feels like a full-time job, and that is such a blessing that I can dedicate so much time to getting this place all decorated and ready. It's been so much fun, but with that being said, that's all I've been filming. So I wanted to kind of do a sit down, kind of just lighthearted video to break up all the moving content, or else you guys would be seeing straight moving vlogs for like 2 weeks. So let's just get right into the assumptions. I asked you guys on Instagram to make some assumptions about me. I've kind of peeked through a little, but a lot of these will kind of just be straight off me reading them. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, I'll have it linked below. Okay, the first assumption is that you want to be married so badly because you want to finally have sex with your boyfriend. If you guys didn't know, me and Kyle are waiting till marriage, and it's actually so funny because I honestly forget about sex. Like, I just don't think about it very much, and I full-heartedly believe that is a blessing from God because it does not consume my thoughts. The only time it does is if like we're like making out or something, which, like I said in our boundaries video, we hardly ever do that anymore, but that's the only time I personally really think about sex, is if we were having like, we were just like kissing a lot. But yeah, we don't really make out, so I honestly don't think about sex much at all. The next assumption is you have strong discernment about situations. Yeah, I think so. I think I have been blessed with discernment and really being able to see situations for what they are, and a lot of that's because of the Holy Spirit giving me that discernment. So I would say yes, that assumption is correct. You're a very caring person and you make sure everyone else is taken care of first. That is a very nice assumption, but I will say that is wrong. Listen, I can be, especially I think I would lean more towards a selfish person. Like, I want to make sure I'm taken care of first. I'm naturally more of a selfish person, but through Jesus, he's helped me be more caring towards others. I think that's the best way I can explain it. But my natural, I like to be selfish. Like, my flesh definitely likes to be selfish. And when I'm not spending time with Jesus, I get way more selfish. Being in this relationship also acts as a mirror and shows me how selfish I can be too, because Kyle is very caring and I think Kyle likes to put me first. He definitely does. So I've just realized how selfish I can be. Someone assumed that you don't like answering Instagram messages. This is true. That sounds bad, but it is true. I probably have 300 at least unread messages, and I'm someone who I'm definitely I avoid things, and because I know I can't respond to those 300 messages right now, I just keep putting it off, and then it just becomes so heavy and heavy and heavy that I never end up doing it. So there'll be times where I'll go through a couple messages, but yeah, I'm really bad at it. I really just need to get better at just dedicating like 30 minutes every day to going through my inbox. But it's very overwhelming. But when I do it, I do love to respond. So it's not like I don't want to respond to you. I think it's really just like a personal problem that I need to work through, because this is a pattern in my life that I just avoid things, and then it gets so heavy that I never do it. So it's not you, it's me. Because I would hate to think you guys think I don't like you or like talking to you. I love responding to you. I just have an issue. Someone assumes you don't want to have kids right away. I think that assumption is pretty true. I've gotten to this point where I'm like pretty pretty set on just letting God send me a child whenever he wants to. So I just don't think I'm gonna try to control it. Obviously, I would love to enjoy my marriage with Kyle alone for a few years before children, but if God wants me and Kyle to have a child right after we're married, then I'm at peace about it. But if I could selfishly choose, yeah, I would definitely want probably a solid 2 years of marriage before a baby. Someone assumes you wish you'd become a Christian sooner. Yeah, definitely. I mean, life is just so much better with Jesus, so obviously I would have loved to become a Christian sooner, but God brought me through all of my non-Jesus days for a reason, and I think a big reason is that I got to share a lot of my experiences with you guys. Someone assumes you will have a fall wedding. Yes, our wedding is in October. Someone assumed you wish you would have been single for longer. Yes. I mean, I love Kyle and God's timing is perfect, but I don't think I've announced this on YouTube yet, but I told you guys on Instagram. So if you guys have been here for a while, you know I was planning to move somewhere and I was keeping it a secret. Well, I'm just gonna tell you guys, I was planning to move to Australia. I was planning to move there in May of 2020, so I would have been there already. But it's funny because the pandemic shut down the borders, so if I were to have moved to Australia, I wouldn't have been able to go. But anyway, that's the whole reason why I moved to Illinois. I moved back in with my parents so I could move to Australia. I wanted to take my single diaries journey to a whole nother level. I wanted to live in another country. I wanted to know nobody, and I just wanted to take on this adventure with myself and God. And honestly, being single was some of the best times of my life. Me and Kyle both reflect on our singleness and we're like, dang, just loving Jesus, it's easier when you're single. So it makes sense that when I was single, I had so much joy because I just dedicated so much more time to my relationship with God. And now being in a relationship, it's definitely an adjustment and just a new type of relationship with God that I'm like navigating through, I guess, if that makes sense. I thought that would have been pretty cool if I could have gotten to move to Australia and done single diaries, moving to another country with Jesus. But no, God presented me my husband before that, and obviously I wouldn't change a thing, and I'm so grateful for Kyle and now being married. But let me tell you ladies, enjoy your singleness. It is so much fun. Someone assumed I had braces when I was younger. I got braces when I was a senior in high school. I'll insert some photos now. I had actually very straight teeth. I just had one front tooth that was slightly crooked, and actually when I was in cheer, a guy made a comment about it, and then since that moment I wanted braces to get it fixed. So man, people's comments can make you insecure. I had braces my senior year of high school and the first semester when I was a freshman in college, and I kicked myself so bad for getting braces. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought they were gonna come off before college. But I was really insecure my first semester of college because I had braces. Even now I look back, I was like, you can't even tell. It's really not that big of a deal. Someone assumes you're not organized. I have become an organized person. However, I am a messy person. I think there's a difference. There are organized people and then there's messy people. I am messy, but I am organized. Like I like my spices all looking the same in a certain position. I like my drawers to be organized. I like everything to have a spot, but then I'm like messy and just like throw things around, and I don't really mind being messy, you know? But let me tell you, if you ask my parents, they would say I was so messy and unorganized. This has been a growing process. In high school and middle school, my whole entire bedroom floor was covered in stuff. It would probably take me like 5 hours to clean. Like, I would only clean like once a month, maybe. Someone assumed Kyle gets on your nerves sometimes when he's in a goofy mood. Okay, I have realized that this is true, but only when I'm trying to get something done. Like when we're trying to get something done and he's just being like really goofy, I get annoyed because I'm trying to get something done. but he knows that it annoys me and he thinks it's hilarious, so he does it on purpose. Someone assumed you want to have 3+ kids. Yeah, I would say 2 to 3, 2 to 4. Really just depends on the genders, I guess. Someone assumed that you're the friend everyone has deep combos with. That's true. I love a good deep combo. I'm really good at asking people questions to deepen a conversation. So that's one thing Kyle really liked about on the cruise ship. He said I asked very good questions. And if you've seen my other videos, I literally used to Google questions to ask people, and that's probably why I'm good at asking questions, because I practiced and researched. Someone assumed you've had nightmares about your wedding day. Yes, I've had a handful, at least 5 nightmares. But I'm blessed because I am just thankful that they're not like every night. I maybe have one every week or one every other week, so it's not super intense right now. So praise God for that. Someone assumed you like playing with kids. Yes, I like playing with kids. I actually have fond memories. Like, I think like 2 years ago or last year, I literally will get in the jungle gym and go play with a child. Or sometimes I'll just go in the jungle gym alone and go down the slide. I think it's really important to practice being a child as you're an adult. And with that being said, I think I'm in a really serious mindset right now because I have not been very childlike lately, which is not very like me. I've been really serious lately, but you know, we all go through phases. I think this is my reminder to make an effort to be more childlike because yeah, I used to literally just be a kid. I just loved to play. Life would be better if people were running around playing tag as adults, you know? Like we would play Ghosts in the Graveyard, you know? Like we could have like a fun laser tag night together, you know what I'm saying? Life would be more fun. Someone assumed that I was a prostitute, and I would say no. If you saw my testimony, I was on like a sugar daddy site, and at the time I had like, I mean, I think it sounds a lot worse than it is. I mean, it is kind of bad. It's really, yeah. Should we get into it? I don't really know. Maybe I'll do a whole like video where you guys can ask me questions about my testimony and then we can talk about it more. Because I honestly haven't, I feel like my testimony, like my whole past doesn't exist anymore. I think that's just the power of Jesus. Like I forget about all those things. And no one honestly asked me about it. So maybe I'll just do a whole Q&A about my testimony. That would be fun. Let me know if you guys want that. I mean, I don't know if it'd be fun, but it'd be interesting. Someone assumed that you make a lot of money. I guess it depends what you consider a lot. I don't think I make a lot of money. Last month actually was my best income month ever, but I think prior to, like last month was pretty high, but prior to last month, I would say my income was about average to someone who has a salary job. So I'm obviously praying that it increases because I would love for social media to be like, and YouTube to be my full-time income, and I would also love that to be my family's full-time income, so Kyle doesn't have to work doing like the Instacart and DoorDash. I would love for him to be a part of YouTube and make this our full-time income. But yeah, I'm not there yet. So someone assumed you are not a very rigid or uptight kind of person. No, I'm pretty laid back. Unless I'm in a bad mood, I would say I'm like pretty chill. So your fiance is going on your nerves. So funny. I kind of answered that. Someone assumed you struggle with depression. P.S. I love you. Thank you. I love you too. I do not struggle with depression. I think the only time I would have considered myself depressed was in high school because I was on birth control and it really messed up with my emotions. I was honestly crazy, like crazy, and I was depressed. But that was solely because my hormones were so out of whack from birth control. But that is really the only time I would have considered myself depressed. Someone assumed you have so much self-control, thinking about how you and Kyle live together. I could not. Yes, it's so interesting because it's yes and no. So when it comes to boundaries and like not having sex and all that stuff, me and Kyle are we are both very self-controlled in that. I do not know why, we are so good at that. But yeah, it's such a blessing. We do not get tempted. And I literally don't. I think it's really because you guys pray for us, but I don't know. We don't get tempted, and we do not struggle with temptation, and we are both really good at self-control when it comes to that. But then on the other hand, I am not self-controlled when it comes to other things. Like when it comes to eating, sometimes I can act really impulsively and I feel completely out of control, like I've talked about in videos with like binge eating. I used to binge spend money, so that I was not in control of, and thank God that he rescued me from that habit, because I literally used to binge spend money. Like I would emotionally spend money, or I would like go shopping, and then from the high of shopping, I would like keep shopping and buying things that I couldn't afford and things I didn't need. It was a whole thing, but that is another thing God actually set me free from. Someone assumed I'm the youngest sibling. I am actually the middle child. Someone assumed you aren't a gossiper and you hate gossip. That is true. I try to think of it this way: if this person was in the room, would I still be saying this stuff? Like, would they be hurt by what I'm saying? And if the answer is yes, I do not talk about them or say those things. I think you should go straight to that person. Obviously, I'm not perfect, so I'm sure there are times where I do say things that I shouldn't have said about someone when they're not around, but I definitely do not like gossip. Oh, people are assuming I'm 5'7" and 5'6". I am 5'3". I'm short. Someone assumed that I'm very clingy in a sweet way. You guys are even so nice in your assumptions. I am not very clingy, but that's because his love language is quality time, so he just loves spending time together, and obviously I love to do things with him, but yeah, I would say I'm not very clingy. I'm very much independent. I like my alone time. I don't drink at all anymore. The only thing I really drink is wine. I can't even finish one glass of red wine these days. Like, I can't even finish one, but yeah, usually I'll have one glass of wine or like a half a glass of wine, just because I love the taste of red wine. So, someone assumed you prefer secular music over Christian music. No, it's really hard for me to listen to music that's not Christian. Aside from country music, I can get down with country music, but if I turn anything else on, I'm like, nope. See ya. Someone assumed in high school you never partied and you just stayed at home studying. No, in high school and in college, I don't study. I never studied. I'm not a studier. I took a lot of online classes for a reason, if you know what I'm saying, because I was 8. I never studied. I hate studying. I was a good test taker, so I didn't really have to study to get like a B. B's and A's, I would literally just take the test. But yeah, I never studied really for anything, and I definitely partied in high school. I probably partied the most in college, let's be serious. Like at ASU, there's parties like 5 times a week, so I probably partied the most in college, but I definitely partied when I was in high school as well. But at high school, it's more spread out because it's like you have to wait for your friends' parents to go out of town before you could do anything. So maybe we would have like a party once a month or something like that. Nothing crazy. Someone assumed I never swear. P.S. I love you. I love you too. Yeah, I don't swear. I try my best not to. I'm trying to think. I've been really good. I haven't let anything slip in a long time. Assumed you have never doubted your relationship with Kyle. I would say that's true. The closest thing I got to doubting it was actually when we first started dating, and it's not like I doubted Kyle, but it kind of goes back to like, I wish I was single for longer. When me and Kyle first started dating, like right when I got home from the cruise, I was like, whoa, I'm single. Like, I make videos about being single. Like, I think I had somewhat of an identity in being single, and I loved being single. So then going into a relationship, I don't think I was quite ready to let that go. That was something I kind of was struggling with. And it's so funny because I went back through a journal entry and I was like writing, this was like years ago, I wrote down something like, I was like talking about a guy I had met, and I was like, this sounds so messed up, but all I can think about is if I were to make a YouTube video with this guy, like it would not be good or something like that. Like I really wanted whoever I was gonna date, I wanted them to be good for YouTube, which sounds so horrible. I said, I don't know why this is. I don't know if this is because I just think I won't be able to be successful on YouTube unless I have a boyfriend, and couples sell better and all this stuff. And honestly, like God has brought me through that. That was a long time ago. But it was so funny because I went back and looked at that journal entry, and then just reflecting on how now I don't want to be in a relationship, and God just freaking mocked me, and he said, well, remember, couples sell. And I was like, dang, God, you got me. You got me. So yeah, God was teasing me in that way. And then from that moment I was like, fine, you win. Okay, the last assumption is that I am controlling, and I would say this assumption is correct, but not in the way like most people think controlling. Like Kyle, I'm not controlling over what Kyle does. Like he can do whatever the flippity flop he wants to do, but I am controlling with like how I want things to look. I think I would more say I'm very particular. Like I know what I want, I know what I like, and it's very hard for me to compromise when it's things like, it's silly stuff like how the apartment looks and just stuff like that, you know? Like I wouldn't say I control Kyle at all. I just think I'm very particular and selective. So sometimes I feel like that can be a little controlling because I want to have control of, I kind of like just want to be the decision maker when it comes to a lot of things, which is something I'm working on, because as a wife, I need to work on being more submissive and letting Kyle lead. But I am blessed because Kyle is very easygoing, so he is very okay with me making a lot of decisions when it comes to like the decorations we buy or what furniture I want. Obviously he has an opinion in it, but he kind of is like, yeah, I know you're particular, you like things to look a certain way, like you can decide on that. But yeah, I don't think I like control what Kyle does at all. You know what I'm saying? Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you get to know me a little bit more. I had so much fun doing it. Let me know in the comments what you guys want me to be filming. Obviously there's going to be a ton of moving stuff. My bachelorette party is coming up at the end of August, so that's going to be really exciting. And then I'm assuming September is the month before my wedding, so I'm assuming it's going to be a little hectic. So I'll do my best to upload what I can, but appreciate all your grace over the next couple months. Oh, and one last thing I did want to say is I know I would love to be making more faith-related videos, and I know a lot of you guys would like me to be making those videos, but here's the thing. My relationship with God comes first, and during this season of life, my life is shifting so much that I am trying to navigate my relationship with God and build it up on this new foundation, instead of like, I really built a great foundation with God and my relationship with God when I was single. So now I'm really going through a transition phase of building my relationship with God now that I am engaged, soon to be married. And that is just a growing season, and I think that's an important thing to remember, especially for anyone who's a Christian YouTuber. There are just gonna be times in our lives where our relationships with people and with God need to be in private instead of in public. And I'm sure that'll happen with me and Kyle. There might be times in the future where our relationship needs to grow privately and be kept private instead of public, you know? And I think that's just where I am at with God. Like, I need to grow my relationship with God privately before I try to come on here and pour out into you guys, because honestly, I'm just trying to receive right now because your girl is going through transitions, and I just hope that makes sense. I think I think that's a good way of explaining it. My relationship with God, we are growing it together. He said, like, we don't need anybody's eyes on us. We're gonna sit in this box together and chat. So that's what I'm doing. I'm sitting in a box with God and we're chatting. And I can't wait to share in the future when he says, all right, this was a great conversation. Now you may leave the box and tell everybody what I told you in the box. But for now, we are just in the box. That just took a turn. Anyway, I love you guys. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure you're subscribed to the channel. And in the comments, let me know which of my answers surprised you the most. All right, love you guys. Bye.